Hello, beautiful beaders, and welcome back to my mat. Thank you guys so much for being here today, and thank you for clicking on my video and returning for some more beady goodness and beady inspiration. I am into making a really cool, just warm, cozy toned multi-strand to single strand to chain necklace today. I've got half of it constructed, but I'll walk you along my journey as we finish construction here. And I am so glad to have you with me. So, guys, we're talking about trends, right? I'm really trying to get my flow and getting in the groove right now of making some trendy stuff and getting some trendy jewelry made and up in my store, but also, challenging myself this year and many of the trends that, are not so easy for me either. So that's what I've got going on here. So we know that beaded jewelry is back, right? And we also know that statement jewelry is back, but we also know that all of these warm tones around that mocha mousse color of the year and the gazillion and one palettes that you can put with that color, it's here and stacking and layering. And this is exactly what this particular necklace is going to speak to. Is we've got obviously beading going on, but we've got these beautiful warm colors with this gorgeous picture Jasper. What I'm doing here, right? So I've got my multi-layers, and then we're going to just one single strand. And it's so easy to do. It's really just a matter of making sure that your beads up here are going to fit through 3 strands of wire. So let me give you some measurements on what I've done here for this cascading triple section. So let me get myself organized and give you some measurements. Then I'll talk you through some of the rest of the beads and some stuff I'm using here. Okay. Now, from bead to bead, the bottom strand here, where my picture Jasper is, and then I've got some 3mm teeny tots. That's in my fire brick mix. I know I've got those in my store. Okay, that right there, that is 6 1/4. Okay, so this bottom is 6 1/4 inch worth of beading. And then the second strand that is 5 inches of beading. So 6 1/4 and then 5 inches. And then this top strand, and of course you can adjust this, however you want. Just depending upon the depth that is between your layers here. And this top strand is 3 1/2. So 6 1/4, 5 1/4, and 3 1/2. That is what I've got going on for measurements there. And then let me put them back together and show you here. This was just, again, the way that I wanted the depth between the 3 strands. And you can see that will be my depth. So maybe about around probably 1/2 inch or 3/4, maybe it's 1. About 3/4 of an inch between each strand. And I just think that, I think that looks just lovely. I really do. I love it. Okay. And so what you're going to do, friends, to get yourself going, and of course you can do these multi-sections any length you want, but you're going to cut yourself a big, generous portion of 3 pieces of wire, right? And so then you will bead on your first section, then you'll do your second, and then your third. Okay, so you just do whatever pattern, whatever you want to do there. And then what we're going to do, and again, make them really, really long. So just to give you some perspective there on how much wire I probably cut here to do these 3 individual strands of wire, that is 16. So I probably cut about 22 inches of wire. Okay, so, but you can adjust that accordingly. So I cut 3 strands of wire that are 22 inches apiece. Okay, we want to make sure that we have extra. And again, it just depends on how long you're going to make your beaded portion. Okay, so I'm doing mine kind of like a half and half, like it'll be like half beaded and half chain. So it's going to be really nice and long. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is show you what I did here. Really super easy, guys. It's just, again, just using our creative juices to figure out new ways to kind of stay in trend if we care to or not, or just make pretty things. So I've got all my beading done, right? And so once I beaded my 3 strands, I put my strands together, and then I'm going to pop you down here and then see what I did here. Now I'm putting all 3 of my strands together to bead this whole entire section. And then I'm going to crimp it with the wire guardian, throw a jump ring on it to attach the chain. Okay, and then we'll cut the chain and put the clasp. So that's pretty much what I've done here. And as you can see, I just used this really cool metallic hematite. It's kind of a bronzy color rondelle here. It's got a nice hole in it, but I thought it was a nice transition from down here to up here. I will repeat what we've done over here on this side, and you will see just exactly everything I said and how it makes sense. So now we're going to put all 3 of our strands together, right? And now I'm going to go ahead and feed on that rondelle spacer. And again, now I'm going from a multi-strand to a single strand. So I'm putting all my wires together and keeping them together to feed all these beads on. Okay? And we'll push that down. And that first bead, I do like to have my necklace kind of laid just exactly the way that it will lay on the body. And so I kind of curve it around like this. And then that first bead, what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull each individual strand. And then also notice, I'll pull you down there, notice there at the top how I have these 11-0 tohos. And that's just to kind of tighten everything up right there. Similarly to what we would do, you know, underneath the bead cone or bead cap. And that's what we've got. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And so now we'll just go ahead and I will flush cut that end of my wire. That's always helpful. And so I'm going to flush cut that, just make it easier. And now it's just going to be a matter of me putting on my pattern and repeat. Okay, guys, so now we're going to do something that I've done before, but let's do it again. I'm going to take a wire, I'm going to take, excuse me, all 3 of my wires. I am going to go ahead and get that crimp on there, and I will use the magical crimper. We've got some weight for sure going on here, okay? And I'm going to put that down all of my wires. I'm going to pull you down, and there's my crimp, okay? Now I'm going to pick a wire, any wire. Pick a door, any door. Does not matter. And we will grab a wire guardian, and we are just going to feed that up. We'll let the other wires hang out. We don't need them anymore because we are going to end up crimping them all here. And so I'll feed this through my wire guardian here. And then let's get that pulled down. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that tail pushed back through that crimp. And my first bead, or rather last bead, and get that tail pulled. I'm going to hold that wire guardian right there. And then I am going to squeeze it. Squeeze my wire guardian together. Okay, and now before I crimp it off, I'm going to do my double check-in, make sure everything looks good. Making sure I don't have any gaps right there where that goes from 3 to 1. And I think I do. So I'm going to pull these down just a little bit. Yeah, get a little of that slack out. And then I'll go ahead and take these tails up here that are hanging out, and I'm going to pull them. Make sure that all that slack is out. Then I'll pull this guy down, and then we'll go ahead and crimp that guy off. Go round and round, the crimper here. Nice and secure. This is not going anywhere. It's going to take all the wait because we've got lots going for us. We've got the wire guardian, we've got the magical crimper. So this is going to be good. Good, good, good. And there we go. I will take my chain nose and I will squeeze gently that wire guardian. You can always do that too. But you gotta be really gentle. Okay. And let's get rid of all that wire. And then we'll get rid of these guys up here. Flush cut those off there. Okay, all goody goody. And then I just took a jump ring here, friends, and we'll add the chain. I'm gonna pull you up because now we need to figure out my length. And so I was also mentioning to you, I was thinking about taking some of this chain, right? And let's see, it would be this piece over here. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be so cool if we had some of this chain coming down here like this? I think this would be really super cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. I just decided just now. That's feeling pretty cool. So I am going to then grab, I think it looks good. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, that just looks really, really cool. Let's go with that. What a cool design this is. This is a cool design. So I'm gonna grab my jump ring here, put that on that wire guardian, and on the inside of that jump ring, I am going to put my link on right there. And this one right here. So we'll put that on the inside of the necklace. Now again, notice, you know, none of my chain is cut. It's one continuous piece of chain. Okay, so that's one continuous piece of chain. So there it all is right here, right? So this is all on the back, which is super, super long. So now we've got this. This is what we have now. Okay, so now there's lots of fun things that we can do. We can literally measure this out, right? And, you know, to whatever length, cut it, add our clasp. I also could, we could make this double, you know, double chain, you know, so I could cut it here and here, and we could have double chain on the back, right? We could do that too, which I'm almost tempted to do. I think that might be a cool look. I truly, truly do. Yeah, I think it might be a really cool look. So in order to do that, let me get this part out of the way and show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the end of my chain here, and so I'm going to kind of try, you know, see I have it folded, right? And then I'm going to even it out here, up here. I'm going to try to stay even here and make sure that I'm kind of lined up here with my jump rings. And we can eyeball it. I think that's good right there. Okay. And so now that we've done that, all we have to do is add that link right here onto our jump ring. And so let's do that. And we'll add it on the inside. So open this back up. And we'll pop that link on there. Okay, so that's all done. And we'll do this. And I'm just going to measure all the way to my bottom strand over here, down here. That is, oh, wow, that's gorgeous. That's 34 inches, guys. That is probably perfect. That is probably perfect for her. Let me grab this and put this up around me and see where that's landing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not cutting anything else. That's just gorgeous. So we'll just keep those together just like that. The ends of those pieces of chain. And we'll just pop the jump rings on with the clasp. We do not need to cut, as I said. You do not need to cut. You can, but you don't have to cut your chain. We'll just find where, like, the center link is, right? And it would be that mother link right there. And then I'll go ahead and pop the bar on. Oops, I usually put that on the outside. I think that was a good choice of that toggle too. It's nice and big, that toggle. Perfection. Love it. Okay, and then over here, same thing. We're just gonna, let me get the jump ring open first. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, however long it is. And I'll untwist it first, like just like that. And now to find that center link. And that would be, looks like right there. And then I'll put my toggle on the outside. And close that up. And we have a 35-inch, guys. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. Loving this. Look at that. Just absolutely stunning. Could probably even do some dangles on the back. Man, oh man. Look at how beautiful that is. So we've got double chain on the back. And then we've got some chain here. And then we've got the 3 layers. Oh, this is just, I've not made a necklace like this in over 5 years, like I said. And boy, I'm really happy that I decided to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed my chit chat and oh my goodness. But this is very statement-y, right? Very statement-y. I'm very happy. It's just stunning. And all of that long, beautiful chain. Oh my gosh. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until the next video, my friends, please be blessed.